Since episode 1 all the way to the end of the season 2, episode 24 or so, she is hands down the most popular girl in this Gundam series. And for some reason, no one has made a scale figure of her yet, not even Mega House or Bandai. This figure of Secelia over here by Dodomo Studio, this is outstanding move. Hi and welcome back to the channel. For a Sunday, as usual, we'll go through the figures that went on pre-order in the past week, 9th to 14th of October 2023. This time around, there are less genuine stuff and more third-party stuff, pretty exciting ones as well. Okay, so as usual, we'll go with genuine figures first by making use of a few websites. We'll be hopping through a few sites, starting off with HLJ, Hobby Link Japan, this channel's affiliate partner. I've already selected the Bishoujo female figures I want to cover, as usual. Okay, so with this week, how do I put it? Some of the figures on HLJ, they actually went on pre-order last week in AmiAmi and other websites. They are just slow to update, so I won't be repeating the same figures from last week. The first one over here, the moment I saw this figure that went on pre-order on social media back on Friday, yeah, I think Sawano Hiroyuki's soundtrack started playing my mind somehow. This reminds me of those military uniform we see in post-apocalyptic anime. Yeah, a bit like 86, but I like the uniform on this one a lot more. Just because it has more details and it looks a lot more stylish in some ways. So this 1/7 scale AZS full dress, that is not a dress. But anyways, this is by Mietos at 1/7, only 16,500 yen. Yeah, it is a pretty simple figure, so it shouldn't cost too much. But for a simple figure like this one, this is really stylish fashion in some way, and the amount of details on the outfit, which is something Mietos has been pretty good at for the past couple of years. I mean, look at that. As long as you like the character design, this is worth picking up, even though you know nothing about the background of this character or you don't know who the artist is, doesn't matter. For me, I don't need to know anything about the character in order to buy one, right? I just need to like the character. It is that simple. And this is totally my kind of thing right here. So this figure will go into my bookmarks and then I'll consider one after release. I don't see this one becoming too rare, right? The next one here is a pop-up parade, and this one had quite a bit of hype and traction over in social media because it is pretty good looking for a pop-up parade, and secondly, this is also the cheapest Komi figure to date. Pop-up parade Shouko Komi from Komi Can't Communicate by Good Smile, yeah, just about 4,300 yen before discounts, so there's a small discount if you pre-order early. Normally, I wouldn't recommend people to pre-order pop-up parades too early because of how notorious they are with quality control, but you see this figure of Shouko Komi, like, there is less risk of Good Smile messing it up because, I mean, look at the outfit. Just plain black and white, no intricate details, no tiny details like gold trims, thin color decals, and none of that sort, right? And the second thing is regarding the face. The mouth is closed. It is not an open mouth character. The face expression does not involve a mouth that is open, so there is also less risk for Good Smile to mess it up since this is a small figure, so there is only so much you can do on a small figure in terms of intricate details and small parts, right? A mouth that is open, if the teeth is visible, the teeth is like 0.5mm or smaller and they have to paint it precisely, so you need to take that into account. But at the same time, pre-ordering this figure of Shouko Komi on Hobby Link Japan or AmiAmi or anywhere else you prefer is a bit tough given that there is a limited edition of this figure of Komi and you can't get it anywhere else other than Good Smile's very own online store, which is this version right here. This face expression over here, which a lot of people love, yeah, once they see this limited edition, they're going to want one, and most people are going to pre-order both, I think, both the regular and the limited edition. So I think it makes more sense to get from Good Smile online, especially for this figure, because when you buy two figures from the same website, obviously you save on shipping cost. It makes more sense, right? And then for this version of Komi, you may be wondering, why not give the same figure two different face plates? Why make two separate figures? Good Smile just want to profit off. Yeah, obviously, that is their main purpose. They want to sweep in more profit. That is a natural thing for every business. And the second thing is, since Pop-Up Parade is a budget line of figures to begin with, I don't think there has been any occasion where a low-cost figure getting two face parts or more for you to swap, right? If you want one single figure of Komi and two different face expressions, yeah. I think Wing Company made one scale figure already released. That one was like 23,000 yen or so, but that figure of Komi is really worth it if you have the budget. Otherwise, this pair of pop-up rates of Komi figures are also quite good options since, yeah, I don't see Good Smile messing up this one. Moving on to the next figure, we have a 1x4 scale Supersonico Japanese doll figure by Furyu. Okay, this is those, real kimono cloth being placed on the figure. So this is more of, buying handcrafted, handmade kimono cloth and getting the figure for free somehow, right? The kimono cloth cost a lot more to make than the figure itself. So this one is going for 180,000 Japanese yen. No surprise, every figure under this product line by Furyu, they have cost around this much. I think Sonico is a bit more expensive than the previous two Japanese doll figures. I think it was Misaka Mikoto and Hatsune Miku. Maybe because those G cups cost a bit more to make. I have no idea. Okay, so this one is coming out in January. I believe year January 2025, right? Not 2024. Yes, year 25. There is no way they can get this done in 2 months. However, to me, this seems like a mismatch as well. Just like Misaka Mikoto. I mean, Supersonico in this very traditional looking outfit and that music instrument she was holding in her left hand. What is that? Is that actually an electric guitar just differently shaped, or is it actually a traditional musical instrument? I'm not very good at this, right? So I think, yeah, it feels like a mismatch because Supersonico really doesn't give me off the vibe, like the kind of character who would wear something like this. That is what I think over here. But Supersonico, I mean, this character specifically getting a figure like this is no surprise because she is actually extremely popular. Just 5 years, 7 years ago, every figure brands were making a figure of her. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Okay, from that new ongoing anime, I haven't started watching it yet. Freiren, Beyond Journey's End. We have Freiren and Fern, Madhouse and Design Coco collab. Okay, anime anniversary edition. A pair of figures, two 1x7 scale figures as a set, 42,676 yen. So this is about 21k plus for each, which I think is a very good pricing, right? This is not expensive at all when you look at the entire package, because it is not just a pair of 1x7 scale figures. You're getting a pretty unique base. And if you loved this anime enough to want their figures, I believe this pair of figures is all you need. That is all you need. That LED crystal base over there. Of course, you can purchase the figures separately. You can go for either character only for around 22,000 yen. Yeah, this can go for Freiren only. But it looks really weird with that base over there being chopped off in half. It looks really weird to me. Doesn't make any sense. Also, yeah, this character Fern also, it just looks so weird when the base is being chopped in half like that. It makes no sense to buy them separately or to buy only either one. Just save up and go for both. And perhaps this is the only figure of Freiren and Fern you ever need. Even if other brands come up with figures of these two characters in the future, I don't think you even have to bother anymore if you have this pair. And personally, I don't see the most famous brands out there like Amakuni or Alter, I don't see them making figures of these characters. This is seasonal anime. It won't happen, right? I don't see them making it. E-Stream, maybe. Pop-Up Parade, higher chances. But to see Alter making figures from Freiren or any seasonal anime, I would say the chances are extremely low. So if you want this pair of figures, this pair of characters from this anime, I think this is the one to go for. Just hit that pre-order button. Yeah. The next figure over here, this one was from Wonder Festival. 1x6 scale Kuromi, presumably an original character by Golden Head, 23,000 yen. Okay, 1x6, 23k. Yeah, not a bad price, but this is a pretty small figure. I think I can already tell based on these pictures alone, right? This is more of a value purchase for anyone who wants a nice scale figure or you like the character design. This is just a plain JK figure on the bench, right? There is nothing much going on. And me being someone who likes JKs, this is also a bit too plain to me, yet at the same time, pretty photogenic. Yeah, quite a shame this is Golden Head Plus, not Skyteo, not native and so on, so don't expect this figure to be customable, right? Now we have some photography works at the end over here, I think. Yeah, there you go. That childhood friend who is so hardworking that she'll wake up at 5 a.m. every morning just to pack bento to you. Doesn't happen nowadays. Only happens in anime. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1x7 scale Resin Stout from Atelier Ryza. This is by Wonderful Works for 23,300 yen. 1x7 scale, 23k. Okay, not a bad price really. Okay, let's go through the pictures. To me, initially when I saw this figure in websites, in social media, I couldn't even recognize it was Ryza, right? Yeah, I couldn't tell it was Ryza until I saw the name. But I suppose that it makes sense because, I mean, anyone you know, your own friend, your acquaintances, your colleagues, anyone that you'll see them on a daily basis, and then suddenly when they turn up in a special ball event, in a wedding or whatever, and then they have all this makeup and pretty dress, they look like a completely different person, you almost can't recognize them. Yeah, I think it makes sense to look a bit different, but this Ryza is one of those figures where it is your second or third Ryza figure. I mean, if you go for a figure of Ryza, you need something where you can see a thighs and you can't see it over here. What is the point, right? So you already have other Ryza figures where you get to enjoy her thighs daily, and then you want something else different, a second, a third, or fourth Ryza figure, then perhaps this one makes sense. If you're going for Ryza figure and this is your pick, you don't have any other versions, I don't think it makes any sense at all. So yeah, choose carefully if you want a figure of Ryza. Up next, we have a low-cost figure from Furyu, Tenitol Series Takagi-san from Teasing Master Takagi, just under 5,000 yen. Simple figure but coming out next year in May. Long wait. Okay, this is low-cost figure but it works for this specific character because this is a simple character and it can be made at a low cost. So why not? This is a good buy as well. A pretty dynamic pose for a low-cost figure, but I would be concerned on how the figure would hold up with one single leg, one single foot being plugged into the base, and most likely, like I'm 100% sure, plastic foot pegs, right? So it'll be interesting to see what Furyu does with the support of this figure right here. However, the figure is going to be very lightweight, so maybe I'm just overthinking things. And as for Takagi-san, I think the manga just ended recently, right? I saw it in the news. I did not watch the series. I did not read the manga either. This is a good buy, really. Moving on to the next one, we have re-release this figure of Aris Boreas Grey Rat from Mushoku Tensei 1x7 scale by, supposedly it is pronounced as Q-Skill, not Quest-Skill. Now this is something new to me. So I'm not sure whether to pronounce it as Q-Skill now or Quest-Skill. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, this figure came out less than a year ago, and now she is on re-release again for a really good price of 18,000 yen. I suppose that everyone loved that underage backside over there because it looks so nice. Yeah, I would love to have this figure of Aris. But as usual, until today, I haven't purchased any Mushoku Tensei figure yet. Not Roxy either, even though Roxy is comparatively more popular than Aris, right? Regardless, this is a good buy if you missed out your first opportunity and the value has gone up. Yeah, go for it. 18,000 yen from for a 1x7 scale by a high quality figure company. No reasons to say no. Okay, moving on to the next one over here. 1x7 scale or 1x8 scale Art FXJ Vash the Stampede renewal package version from Trigun by Kotobukiya. So this is actually a re-release, but they are calling this a renewal version, which means they made some small improvements on the sculpt, on the mold, compared to the previous release, which is always a good thing. Only 14,400 yen, right? This is not my kind of thing. I don't collect figures of dudes, you know. Trigun is classic too, right? Quite an old series by now. Yeah, Pop-Up Rage placed a few Trigun figures on pre-order recently, and now it is Kotobukiya's turn. Is there a new series or new movie or something coming out? Usually, I mean, figure companies will not go their way out to re-release very old stuff unless there is some activity going on in the anime side of things, right? Yeah, something that I am not aware of. The next one over here from the same series, okay, Nicholas D. Wolfwood renewal package version for the same price as well. Okay, so this guy is wearing a plain black suit. Yeah, a tuxedo suit of some kind, so I won't expect much details on or shading on the paintwork. Over here in these pictures, it looks like there is a lot of shading, but those are just shadows from lighting. When you take photograph, right, you use light on the figure and then you get some shadows. Seriously, my internet connection is just horrendous at the moment. Yeah, those are just shadows. You see, his left arm over there, it is quite bright on top, and then down here it is quite dark. Yeah, that is just shadow from the lighting. There is no shading in the paintwork, right? Like, don't be disappointed when the figure arrives at the doorstep and then it turns out to be a bit less detailed, less contrasty looking than the pictures over here. This is just photography at work. That is all for scale figures this week on HLJ. We move on to AmiAmi.com for some exclusive items. Okay, the first one over here, this is an AmiAmi exclusive. You can only get it over here. And she looks amazing. That face expression is sweet perfection. She laughs shy. I feel ashamed. Amagasa Suduri. Bunny style illustrated by Piromizu. 1/7 scale by Plum for 26,000 yen. Well, I wasn't aware that Plum also makes figures of original art characters. They focus on Idolmaster and a few other franchises a lot, but is this their first time making figures from original art? No, it can't be. I think they have done it before, just not as often, right? So with this figure, I can always rant, I can always complain, just another bunny figure. We have so many. I say that almost every week, right? But this one, the selling point is the face expression, and that alone is enough reason to get one, right? Yes, true. This is just another bunny figure, but that face expression, like drunk, right? She is drunk. That looks like a drunk expression to me. I hope that Plum does not mess up the face. You know, with some figure companies, they promise this much, and then when the final product comes out, yeah, it is not like there is anything wrong with the face. The eyes is well aligned. The face sculpting is accurate compared to the product pictures, but what happens is that maybe the blush is not as obvious. The blush is a lot lighter, or the blush is completely gone, or maybe there is some lipstick paintwork on the lips which has completely disappeared in the final product. It happens with many brands actually, right? So I mean, this face expression over here, they need to replicate it 100%, or otherwise anything less would ruin the figure. Yeah, this figure will depend on the face for it to be good or not. Okay, moving on to the next figure, re-release. Damn! This Scarhawk must be so popular to get a re-release. I have the outer 1/7 scale. I have no plans to get the 1/4, but obviously Scarhawk is extremely popular in FGO, popular enough to get a re-release, and they are keeping the stockings. This time around, they are not removing the stockings. Try imagine Scarhawk without stockings, bare legs in this bunny suit. It will look really weird, really bad, right? So luckily Freiren has come to their senses and they are keeping the stockings at least for this figure of Scarhawk. Just under 30,000 yen, go for it. 1/4 scale, 30k, yeah, go for it. That is all I can say. I mean, once again, just another bunny figure, but if you want a figure of Scarhawk and you want it big at 1/4, yeah, this is the only one you can get. I'm not planning to get one, I think, even with this re-release. Yeah. Okay, and the last figure on AmiAmi, also AmiAmi exclusive. All three figures, including Scarhawk, are AmiAmi exclusives. Okay, Gundam Guards Generation Mobile Suit Gundam Gihren Zabi Art Graphics Complete Figure by Mega House under 20,000 yen. February 2024. Okay, basically an Osan and old guy if you are into Zabi. It is I think it's a Zion faction, right, in Universal Century Gundam. Yeah, I watched quite a bit of Gundam as well, but Universal Century stuff I don't remember much anymore. Yeah. And if you want a figure of Amuro Ray or Shah Asnable, I would understand, but why would anyone want a figure of this old guy? I have no idea, right? Okay, now we move on to niningame.com. There is one exclusive X-rated figure for this week, only one. Before that, as usual, those Nikan Shoujo figures by Inside, Be Full, and so on, go and check it out yourself. I'm not putting it on screen because I would need to censor the entire thing except the face, which defeats the point of covering the figure in the first place. Okay, so the only figure for this week from Binding, okay, Binding, Creator's Opinion, Original Character, Namiguchi Hinatsu 1x4 Scale Bunny version, another bunny figure, right? The third or the fourth one this week. Okay, Native Store exclusive 40,000 yen coming out in July next year, year 24. Okay, I'm not going to scroll too much, but this is a combination of what appears to be sports outfits, right? Like those two-piece outfits women wear for exercise, for gym, and so on. So this is something a bit different. I actually like the outfits over here. And how the hair color is two-tone, black and light blue. Is she wearing sandals or sneakers or sports shoe? I'm not very sure from this picture. But to wear sandals and then sports outfit and then bunny ears, this combination doesn't make sense anyway, so whatever, right? I do like the character design, but unfortunately, once again, it is all about money. Budget is always an issue. Otherwise, I would love to have this figure on my shelf. I do like the character design. Yeah. That is all for genuine figures this week. We move on to third-party resins now. So for third-party resin figures on OSGK, the figures I'm about to cover today, there are quite a few exciting ones to go through, right? And figures that I predict to be exciting, I will include affiliate pre-order links down in the descriptions below. I'm not putting the link to every single figure because there is no space for it, right? 5,000 characters maximum for the description. Okay, so we go down to the newest pre-order section. Okay, and I have selected the figures I want to cover, mostly female characters as usual, unless it is popular stuff like Genshin or Honkai, right? Okay, the first one over here, this figure, the best this week, one of the very best. Okay, so this one actually went on pre-order late last Saturday. A few hours after I've done filming last week's episode, so I have to include it in this week instead, right? Fortunately, it is not yet too late to pre-order one. And this figure of Jingliu from Honkai Star Rail at 1x6 scale by Imagination Studio. This version over here, $265 US. I want it pretty badly, but I have already pre-ordered the one by Absinthe Studio, which I actually like quite a lot. The pose and that huge long spear she is holding, I like it a lot. But this one over here looks fantastic as well. And now I'm a bit conflicted, you know, feeling indecisive. Should I pre-order this one as well and then I will have two Jingliu figures? Well, not always a bad thing to have multiple figures of the same character you like. But no, yeah, it is expensive. That is the problem. And this is the game version over here for $265. There is a new art version for $342 US. Normally, I would advise against going for nude versions of an anime or game character just for the sake of it. But this one, honestly, this one looks amazing with that huge mirror over there. So I wouldn't mind going for this one as well. And then there is an extreme version which I suppose you're getting both figures in one set. I have no idea why they're showing this picture of the base over here. Let's take a look at the item description. Okay, yes. Extreme version, you're getting both versions, the parts for both versions, and then the moon special effects parts as well, everything included. So naturally, the extreme version at $552 US is the best value. But personally, if I were to go for this figure, I would just settle for the game version, right? I don't need so many Jingliu figures. At the moment, I'm not yet hitting the pre-order button, but I need to think things over. Like, I need to decide maybe within a week or two before it is too late, right? Up next, we have something amazing as well. Once again, off to a good start, we have Secelia Dote or Dote. Right, from Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury, $245 at 1/6 scale. This is also another excellent buy, assuming Dodomo does not mess up the face, right? Okay, this girl over here, Secelia, since episode 1 in Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, since episode 1 all the way to the end of the season 2, episode 24 or so, she is hands down the most popular girl in this Gundam series. And for some reason, no one has made a scale figure of her yet, not even Mega House or Bandai. She is so popular that people are going to queue up and buy this thing. This figure of Secelia over here by Dodomo Studio, this is outstanding move. As for the idea and concept behind this figure, initially I thought I was looking at Secelia on some kind of, a machine in the gym, the exercise machine, but the closer I look, this looks more like an interrogation or a torture. And I have no idea how they came up with this idea over here, but this is an excellent combination of details, diorama, and fan service in one package. Obviously, this is very oriented towards fan service, right? And you are going to be able to display the figure completely nude. I'm not going to show you guys the uncensored pictures. So yeah, go and get this one if you love Secelia. Another figure which I am really tempted, but I'm still not sure whether to go for. Alright, I need to think things over. But between this, Secelia and Jingliu, I think I'm leaning towards this figure of Secelia because naturally I already have a figure of Jingliu on pre-order. Doesn't make sense to get the same thing. Go for other characters. So that is why I'm considering this figure really seriously at the moment. Moving on to the next one from NG Studio, we have Uta from One Piece in swimsuit. This one is going for $89 only. The size of this figure is 15 centimeters. So this is around 1/7 scale or so in this sitting position. And really there is nothing special about this figure. Of course, you can cast it off. But does Uta have such a big bust size? I can't really remember. Yeah, not my kind of figure, of course. Moving on to the next one from Honkai Studio, we have Chainsaw Man, Nurse Uniform, Power, and Makima. So this is very similar to something Moving on to the next one from Honkai Studio, we have Power and Makima from Chainsaw Man in Nurse Uniform. This is no price mentioned yet. This is not the final price, so you can buy it at 1/7 scale or 1/4 scale. Can get either character or both, of course. This is a very early bird pre-order, so I suppose we shall wait for more pictures, but it doesn't look that good based on this one picture over here. Moving on to the next one, we have Dragon Studio and Pop Studio Bonnie from One Piece as well. No price yet. And there is version A and version B. What is version B? Something X-rated? Oh, I see. Okay. A and B. A, she is eating pizza, and B, I'm not sure which is better, but this is the only picture we're getting. So, I think I'm leaning towards this B version a bit more, simply for the face expression. I care a lot about the face. Something different from usual, Okay, moving on to the next one over here. From HM Studio, we have Honkai Star Rail March 7th. No price yet. This is not the real price, and this is one by what? Okay, even the scale is not mentioned over here, but I'm expecting this to be only 1/6 scale, right? And of course, this is going to be cast offable, right? Okay, March 7th. To be honest with you guys, I have not yet seen a single decent March 7th figure from any third-party brands. Like, every single one I've seen so far, they are average at best. Yes, this one included. It just looks average. Very nice couch, but there are plenty of figures that comes with a couch anyway. Like, there is something lacking. I'm not too sure if it is in the details department or the face expression, something like that. Moving on to the next one over here. Okay, they are taking early pre-orders for this. Starex Vast Studio is a licensed resin figure brand. Albedo from Overlord, and some of you have commented in my OneFest Shanghai coverage saying this is one of the best Albedo figure I've seen. Yeah, of course. The price is also going to be one of the best as well. So they are predicting this website is predicting 800 US dollars. So you have a rough idea over here. Obviously, this isn't a real price, but you can expect 800 minimum. I believe this can even go to $1,000 even. Yeah. So be prepared for it, and we don't have a painted sample picture yet. The next one over here, yeah, Boa Hancock of the week. Every week there is Boa Hancock. This is by Panda Studio. Full price 284 US dollars, and well, this is 1/6 scale. This isn't the best looking Boa Hancock figure I've seen. I've seen better ones around 200, 220 US dollars also. Yeah, with the sheer number of Boa Hancock figures that has been made so far, this one, I mean, how do I put it? The outfit, that purple color outfit is not glossy enough. Normally, I don't like gloss on figures. Let's be honest over here. I don't like gloss because they are too shiny and the reflection is a problem for figure photography specifically. All those studio lights that are reflecting it. But for display purposes, I mean, this figure of Boa Hancock, I'm not very sure about how the clothes are on the dull side of things. Not to mention her face doesn't really look like Boa Hancock. I feel like I'm looking at Raiko from Fate's Grand Order, Yeah. It is quite weird because third parties rarely mess up One Piece figures. Next one over here, okay, this is quite a unique figure in a way. Odd Studio Original Water Elf Shark. Okay. This is 622 US dollars at no scale mentioned, but this is 70 centimeters overall. So this is huge. This thing is massive, right? Okay, I would love to have the container over there, or chamber. Yeah, I would love to have that chamber, but so basically we have a girl being locked up in this chamber, and then we have tentacles messing with her, right? This is quite a wonderful display piece actually. Assuming that you don't mind your guests, your family seeing stuff like this in your room and so on, right? I don't like what I'm looking at. Moving on to the next one, we have Anya of the week. Every week there is Anya as well. This one is in pajamas, going for 65 US dollars. Now this one is quite a tough sell at 1/8 scale because there are price figures out there that cost a small fraction of this Anya over here, and she is also wearing pajamas. If you want a figure of Anya in pajamas and Anya is not particularly a high detail character in terms of the character design, maybe settle for the price figure and be done with it. Moving on, we have another figure of Jingliu from Honkai Star Rail. This is by Fenghua Studio, and this one, Model A, 194 US dollars. Model B, 153 US dollars. And deluxe version, you get both, right, for 323. Okay, this one, of course, I can't recommend at all. Go for the one earlier by Imagination Studio. This is what I call pure fan service, right? And normally, I'm not into pure fan service figures unless you give me options like to display the figure without the nude parts and with the nude parts, right? I prefer options. This is just a figure of Jingliu being harassed by tentacles, so not really a good option unless this is your second or third figure of the same character, of course. Moving on to the next one, we have a super deformed figure of Hayase Yuka from Blue Archive by Little Blue Studio. This is going for 77 US dollars. Yeah, this is a bit like a slightly taller Nandroid or so. Not my kind of figure though. I normally wouldn't buy stuff like this. But the diorama she comes with is, yeah, it is quite a nice bonus over here for just 77 US dollars. I actually like the white board behind her quite a bit. I think this figure would look a lot better. It will work better. This entire setup with the background and all the props, it works a lot better with a proper scale figure. Yeah, without this super deformed look over here. The next one here from Shinian Byron Studio, we have Naruto Hyuga Hinata. Okay, this one looks quite nice. No price yet. Right, this is just a placeholder price. Okay, let's have a look at the pictures. Effect Parts Bonanza. Right, with Naruto, as usual, there are a lot of choices out there, but the base on this one is really sick. Like, there are those red color crystals, and then the effect on the base. This one looks quite outstanding. Wow. Not something I will buy, but yeah, this is quite nice indeed for something with effect parts. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Hu Tao from Genshin Impact by MX Studio. Okay, this one is 211 US dollars for this version A you're looking at, and then version B, 117 US dollars, which I assume is something pretty X-rated. And deluxe version, you get both, right? Yes, that small one on the bottom right over there, that is the version B. Just stay away from it, doesn't make any sense. So some of you complain about how a lot of Hu Tao figures are so X-rated, you know. Finally, you have something that looks relatively normal, so this one might be of your interest. But at the same time, I think her bust size is a bit too big. I don't think her boobs are that big, but still, this is quite a nice looking figure of Hu Tao, if you don't mind that inaccuracy over there. Moving on to the next one, we have two dudes over here, and I'm covering them just because they are from Honkai Star Rail. Both are Imbibitor Lunae. Okay, this one is 323 US dollars. You get a figure of him nude with that huge PP over there. So this will appeal to fangirls, I suppose. And the next one over here, man, that is one blurry picture, but this one has quite a nice looking pose. Yeah. Standard edition 382 US dollars, deluxe 684. Oh wow. Okay. So you're paying double for that base over there. Let me know down in the comments below. For figures like this, would you rather the figure simple because you want the focus to be on the figure, or you don't mind something like this because it looks majestic? Of course, based on the opinions I've gotten from various figure collectors so far, the opinions are mixed. Like, there is an equal 50-50 split between who prefers what. The next one over here from Infinity Studio, we have Inoue Ayako from Slam Dunk. Okay, so 1x6 scale 171 US dollars, 1x4 scale 265, which isn't too pricey for a 1x4 scale. So for this specific figure, maybe going for 1x4 is not really a bad option either. Slam Dunk, I think genuine figure brands, they no longer make figures from this classic anime. Third parties are your only option, and this one looks quite nice as well. Almost looks like a female version of Ash from Pokemon to me, even. Next one over here from Gundam Studio, we have Makima from Chainsaw Man. Single standard version 461 US dollars. This better be 1x4. And then there is a single cooling version, whatever that means. Okay. Cooling version because she is feeling hot, she removed her clothes. 517 US dollars. Yes, 1x4 scale, but still 1x4 scale, I think so far Hobby House Studio did the best job on the 1x4 scale figure of Makima. This one, I don't know, it looks too feminine for Makima. Makima is not that feminine in a way, but once again, this is just a third party fan art of sorts, you know, their way of reimagining Makima as a character. You know, I have a problem with the outfit on this version. Like, with office wear, it won't be that tight fitting, not that external jacket at least, and there is barely any folds or wrinkles on the shirt, you know, all these wrinkles. So, like, it is very unrealistic, and without those wrinkles, the figure looks a lot less detailed. Same thing for the skirt and everywhere else. So I'm not liking this at all. If you insist on getting this one, I would rather you go for the partially nude version. I think this one looks better, slightly better. Anyways, there are better 1x4 scales of Makima out there. Moving on to the next one, this is a licensed resin figure, and I suppose I have to censor this one unfortunately because she is completely nude, right? Tiangong Jiawu Studio Original Fresher Box Girl, 478 US dollars. This is model A, and then we have model B. And then there is a set of both. These two figures, yeah, they are quite artistic, but at the same time, I feel like I'm looking at two whole chickens being wrapped in a plastic tray, being sold somewhere in the freezer section of a grocery store. Yeah, look like chicken, don't you think? Okay, frozen chicken, alright. The next one over here, we have another figure of Hinata Hyuga from Naruto. This is by Dodomo Studio. 233 US dollars for large, and then small 194. $30 difference for different scale. Large plus DLC 254 and small plus DLC 213. What do they mean by small and large? Let's see the product description. Just special effects. But why do they call it small and large? Call it deluxe and standard, right? Okay, let's have a look at the pictures over here. Now, this one, I don't like it that much. That earlier figure of Hinata, the base is so much better. Yeah, I suppose this is what we call an Asian syndrome of some kind. Like, our parents love comparing their children to their cousins, their relatives, and see whose children is smarter, who score more A's in exams and so on. And then we are bringing this habit over to figures, just like me, comparing figures from different brands and then nitpicking them nitpicking them like which one is better and so on. But hey, we are spending a lot of money on these things. Of course, we need to compare, right? Next one, another Naruto figure, Tsunade from Muye Studio. Now, the pose on this is quite nice, really. Okay, $172 US dollars for Model A, Model B, same price as well. And then there is a DLC version. Oh, the base. I was expecting a nude body, but we're getting better base. Okay. And what's the difference between version A and version B? Let's have a look. Version A, normality. Version B, the art of hundreds of heroes. We just have to take a look at pictures, I suppose. Okay. Do we have any closer up pictures of the face? I want to see the face. That is very important. I like the pose though. This is really action-packed, very dynamic. I love the pose at least. Okay, there we go. Okay, the face is quite nice. No complaints over here. You see, this is the one problem I have with most figures with effect parts. Like, yeah, those are supposed to be flames, but as a figure, as a 3D object, they look like gel to me, slime to me in some way. Can't be helped, I suppose. Still, I'm getting this picture of this one single figure, so I don't understand what is the difference between A and B. Maybe they have not uploaded all of the pictures yet. Up next, from OZ Production Studio. I call it Z. I know you guys Americans call it Z. I'm going to call it Z. Okay, Attack on Titan, Tatut, Schoolgirl Series, Mikasa, Ackerman. Tatut. I don't see any tattoo over there. Okay, so this one does not have an official price yet. 1/6 scale. Okay, the pose is quite attractive at least. Okay, so that one single tattoo over there underneath the skirt near the crotch region. The body is just hot. There's a really hot body over there. Can I remove her clothes? Oh, nice. Yes, you can. It has to be removable, or otherwise it won't sell as well, right? Okay. The next one over here, okay, this figure I covered her like 2 weeks ago. There was barely any picture, only a 3D render of some kind. Now we are getting a teaser picture of this Kafka from Honkai Star Rail by Lazy Dog Studio. And yeah, underneath that umbrella, she is looking mighty fine. The details on the outfit is really good. All that is left is the face. I want to know what the face looks like. That is the most important part. Moving on to the next figure over here from Chaochi Studio, we have Blue Archive Ryo Tsukatsuki. No price yet, and this is no scale mentioned, but I'm predicting 1/6 scale. Now this one looks really nice. Oh, that, yeah, high-tech look over there somehow. Looks very futuristic, and this is the only picture we're getting so far. You know, the genuine figure brands, they really need to hurry up, because the third-party resin figure brands are really giving them a run for their money. This looks amazing. This one single picture over here, but I would like to see more close-up pictures, you know. Okay, the next one over here, this is good stuff. Damn. Taimani Yukikaze from ACY Studio. Okay, this one, youth version, $571 US dollars. 1/4 scale, right? This is 1/4, I think. Yes, 1/4. And then adult version, $552 US dollars. Oh, oh, okay. And that's a set of two for $1,000, right? Okay, so with Yuki Kaze, she is pretty popular, and I'm actually surprised there are no more figures of her from the third party, from the genuine figure side, of course, and even the third parties. I would normally expect more figures, but it is really nice to see this one. I'm really liking this one over here, and I'm not going to scroll any further. I want to see a close-up of her face, if any. We'll see if there are any close-up pictures down there. No, we need more pictures. That is all we get over here. Okay, and then for Taimani Yuki Kaze, I think genuine brands Orchid Seed have made the figures before, and maybe some of the X-rated figure brands, I'm not sure. And I am actually starting to wonder, when will these third-party figure brands make a figure of Airi Akizuki from Onichichi, because I would really want one. Yeah. Okay. The next one here, oh wow. LC Studio Attack on Titan, Kiss of Death, Mikasa holding the head. Okay, this one is $190. Version B, same price as well. Different color or what? Okay, let's have a look at the pictures. Oh, this is just a bust figure. Not my kind of thing. I don't care for bust figures, you know. Is this what they call self-cest? Like you incest yourself? Okay, moving on to the next one from Brainhole Studio. We have Yamato from One Piece. This is $105. Yeah, really cheap. To me, it feels like these third-party figure brands, right? They have already mass-produced a bunch of face plates of the same One Piece character, and then they just create a new body every time and put the same face plates on. I don't know if that is what they are doing, because if that is actually what their whole production line is like, that is actually genius in keeping the cost down. But at the same time, there are just way too many, like way too many figures from One Piece already. Yamato, Boa Hancock, everyone, right? Okay, moving on to the next one over here. Okay, Spring Palace Studio Final Fantasy Tifa, no price yet. And judging by the people in the background over there, background characters, this must be Wonder Festival Shanghai as well, right? It is quite interesting that their censorship is not really as stringent in events over there, when China is they're actually not very tolerating towards adult stuff. To see things like this being displayed in public in China, yeah, quite surprising to me. Okay, next one from Lemon Studio, we have Power from Chainsaw Man. Okay, $231 1/6 scale. Okay, this one looks to be quite a nice figure of Power. The problem for Lemon Studio with this figure of Power is competition, right? I mean, among the genuine brands, there are so many amazing figures of Power already. I think Fats Company made something very similar to this figure of Power over here for like 23,000 yen, somewhere around that ballpark over there in the pricing. The details on this naturally is a lot higher level than what Fats Company has done, and a number of other brands. I mean, look at that blood spear over there. That is so realistic looking, creepy in a way even, right? Yeah, so I suppose that this is something that they're going to sell quite a bit despite competition from original brands. The face expression is also quite pleasant to look at. So while this may not be the top 3 best figure this week, this is still a very solid pre-order. Yeah, I am actually liking what I see over here. Next figure, Mikasa Ackerman from Chikara Studio. Okay, this one is going for $194. Solid color version and transparent version. Transparent? Oh, I see. The dress is semi-transparent also. Okay, with this dress, I think the transparent one looks a bit better. Otherwise, the figure will look a bit too plain, right? The pose is quite... Oh, okay, you have Eren down there, trying to catch a glimpse of her pantsu, but unfortunately, the dress is too long over there. Okay, at least the pose is quite photogenic. I can already imagine what she would look like next to a window and then have light rays coming in. As a photographer, I could imagine images like this, right? As a figure, it is pretty plain, but as a photography subject, this is quite nice. Okay. Next figure, we have a super deformed figure of Kafka. They call it cute version in short, from Railway Studio. Okay, this is $99 US, and this 3D render. It almost looks like a 3D render to me, and I want to see actual product pictures as usual. But this is quite nice looking for a SD character. And last resin figure of the week. This one right here from Fan Art Studio, we have Ada Wong from Resident Evil 4. Okay, this is $340 US at 1:4 scale, which is actually quite a decent price for a 1:4. And for Ada Wong, yeah, there has been many statues of her already. Even a life-sized XXX doll, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Okay, so pick your poison, I suppose, right? Just pick your poison. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you hit that order button? Let me know down in the comments below. For me, on the genuine side, there were a few temptations, but my attention is being stolen by the third-party side of things. The first two figures, Jingliu and Secelia. There is a reason I put those two figures in front as the first two, right? But I'm leaning towards Secelia a bit from Gundam Witches Mercury just because I already have a Jingliu figure in pre-order. So what do you think? Let me know, right? Until then, if you enjoyed this video today, please do give this video a thumbs up and please do subscribe to this channel for more figure news and figure reviews as well. Until then, I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.